Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Tesla Model 3? My friends all drive Porsches, but they're just too gas hungry. Waited all of my lifetime for a practical EV. So Lord, won't you buy me a Tesla Model 3? Tesla Model 3, delivery time, excellent. Woo, 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 woo. Hello everyone, it's me again. I'm back with my little tribute to Wayne's World, party on. So, I'm here. What does that mean? That means I didn't win the premium bonds last month. How irritating is that? All that money, what did I win? 75 quid. Better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, to be fair, but not £1 million. A little bit disappointed, if I'm honest. Anyway, so the reason I am making this video today, because obviously it's been a few weeks since I was last recording and putting anything out, mainly because I was on holiday for a couple of weeks and sitting on the beach and sweating that I might get a phone call to say your Model 3 is ready for delivery, please come and pick it up, and I'll be like, well, I can't really because I'm in Rhodes, so it's going to be a little bit difficult getting over there. But that didn't happen. What did happen is that I have actually this week received an email from Tesla saying that my delivery will be next week, which is very exciting. So as of about a week's time, I should be a proud owner of a white Model 3 Performance, which is incredibly exciting because I can then start making videos with a car in them, which would obviously be, you know, kind of a good thing. Tesla video, have a car in there. Yeah, you know the feeling. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, maybe next week I'll be doing some reaction videos, getting some friends in the car, hooning about like a lunatic, obviously not breaking the speed limit, but having a good time in the car, seeing how friends react when they come out for a ride in their first EV, because none of my friends have got EVs, myself included. So, sorry, just grabbing a few bits. So, because I like to make notes now, I'm kind of trying to get professional here so that we can talk about things that that have been happening and have some kind of a running order. So first things first, first thing I wanted to say was a big thank you to the gentleman called Brian and Alexander who actually used my referral code, get in, on the 1st of May for 5,000 miles of free supercharging for themselves and for me, which is fantastic. Thank you guys if you're out there. Brian, I'm a little bit jealous if I'm honest, because I can see that you've actually got your car and I've got my 5,000 miles supercharging. I hope you're enjoying the car, I hope you're having a great time. If you see this video, just drop me a note and let me know who you are. It'd be lovely to, you know, just send you a message back and say thank you for using my code again. If anyone else wants to use my code, you're perfectly welcome. I think I'll stick it down there somewhere in the description so you can have a look. I don't tend to push these things too hard, but if you want to, please do. Alexander, you're still waiting for yours. Yours was ordered on the 1st of May as well, which means that, again, 5,000 miles free supercharging. Hooray! And I did actually, when I placed my order, tried to use a referral code on the first day because I did order on the 1st of May. And unfortunately at the time the Model 3 wasn't on the referral pages for people. But I have subsequently added it retrospectively and used the referral code of the CEO of my company. I work for a tech company and he's the only guy that I knew that had a Tesla. He's got a Model X. I think he's got a 90D. So I popped him an email and said, you know, can you just confirm what your code is? So I tried to use that, and I've since retrospectively added it to the order. So he's already got free supercharging with his car. So I think he gets double bubble entries into the Winner Founder Series Roadster competition, which I'm sure will have a fat chance of fat chance of winning that, but at least he gets a little something back for it. And I should get another 5,000 miles of supercharging, which is great, because that'll give you 15,000 miles, which is not too shabby, to be fair. Anything on top of that would be great, but I'm quite happy with that, and that's probably going to take me quite a while to get through 15,000 miles of supercharging. But thank you, Brian and Alexander. Next on my list for today is, yes, my Rolec charger. I had a call from the guys that installed my charger the other day. Obviously I haven't had a chance to use it in anger yet, and I've actually still been waiting for my safety certificate. Even though they installed the charger over a month ago, I still don't have my safety certificate through. I had a call from them saying that Rolec were actually doing a kind of a recall, and they were having to go out and actually swap out all of the, I suppose, the master control units inside the chargers. They didn't say why, despite me asking on a couple of occasions why that might have been. They just said, oh, it's something we've got to do. They've asked us to recall, and they've given us these parts to switch out, and the engineer said he'd done 7 of them in the last couple of days, and he said, oh, it's only a quick change. It should only take me half an hour to do this. I just got to take the old one out and wire the new one in. I was like, yeah, fine, okay. I'll come back in my lunch hour to babysit you through that one. Anyway, 2 hours later, he still hadn't managed to get the unit working, and he ended up phoning Rolec to find out what was going on and why the part wouldn't work. And then Rolec very helpfully told him, oh, and occasionally they wire these up incorrectly, so if you swap these wires over, you might find it will work. So sure enough, he swapped the wires over from the wiring diagram that they'd given him as an installation plan, and lo and behold, after 2 hours my charger came up and running again. So if you've got a Rolec charger, you may very well find someone will be phoning you up soon to tell you that they need to come and change this part out. If they're having trouble getting it up and working again, could be that they had a Friday afternoon assembly, the same Friday afternoon assembly guy that obviously did the unit they sent out to me. So just be a bit careful of that, and if it doesn't work, you might want to tell the engineer who's installing it, you might have to swap the wires round. I suggest you give Rolec a ring, because it might save you both a couple of hours of messing about. So that's that. That's finally done, as I say, and up and running. But then I had another phone call from them, rather helpfully, to tell me that they'd seen pictures of my distribution board, and that I would need National Grid to come out and do something to make a change to the board. I didn't quite understand what they were saying needed to be done. But they said, oh, they'll come out and they'll do that for you free of charge, and we'll send you all the information on that. So far I've had nothing, so I'm obviously a little bit concerned that I've got a charger installed that I don't have a safety certificate for, and now I'm told that my distribution board may need work doing on it, so I'm obviously a little bit concerned there. So again, just be a little bit wary of these kind of things as a heads up. What else is there? So obviously I'm hoping to take delivery of my 3 next week. I'll be making my way down to the Dartford distribution centre to pick the car up, so I'm really excited about that. The eagle-eyed amongst you may see I've got a few cameras and things, and mounts and the like lined up to take down with me and put in the car, so that when we're doing our drive back, our first drive, I think I'll take the missus with me as well, see if we can get a reaction to her when we give it a bit of beans. Although my wife's not a great fan of fast driving, she tends to scream and hit me if I try and overtake anything, which I do try and explain to her isn't the safest way to behave when I'm trying to drive the car. You know, physical violence in mid-overtake, not a good shout. So God only knows what she's going to do when I give the throttle a bit of a tickle in the performance. So that may be very interesting, and it may even be my last video. So you just have to wait and see what happens with that one. Yes. So next thing, I'm in the process now of thinking about trying to sell my old car, my BMW. I did look at whether I could just give that straight back. It was on a PCP, so I was kind of hoping I'd done over 3 years on the PCP. I was kind of hoping I could just give it back, but I'd still be left with at least I think a couple of grand on the finance that I'd have to find as a gap. So I'm going to sell it privately. So I'm looking into ways to do that. So if anyone wants a white BMW 320i Sport in auto with an auto box for about 16.5k, drop me a line, mailbox me, or whatever the terminology is, and I'm sure we can come to some arrangement. It's a very good car. It's only done 20,000 miles. It's in good nick, apart from the odd alloy scrape, but hey ho. So yeah, so I'm doing that. The only other thing I've really got to talk about today is insurance. I've got to say, I've been a little bit freaked out by some of the insurance quotes that I've had for the P. Most of them, when I've spoken to Churchill and Direct Line, who are supposedly, according to sources online, the best people to speak to get the best quotes, and they've been coming in at just under 1,500 quid for me, which I think is crazy considering I'm an old fella. I'm not, you know, a 20-year-old. I'm a 50-plus-year-old, and to be paying that sort of money, I think, with an £850 excess, you know, is a lot of money. The interesting thing that I did find was that if you go to something like comparethemarket.com, top of my list of insurance offers, when I put in all of the same details that I'd given to the guys directly, was actually Churchill, who were something like £1,445 on a direct call, but when I went through Compare the Market, they were coming in at £1,045, so £400 cheaper going via Compare the Market. So I would suggest that if you're going to look for insurance, definitely go to somewhere like Compare the Market or some of the comparison sites and see what they can offer you, because it looks like it's going to make a significant saving from me, so I'm definitely going to go down that route. I think the reason that my insurance is so high is because I'm so honest, would you believe? About 18 months ago, I was dropping off my in-laws, and they live down a road with a very narrow street, and there's cars parked either side, and as I went down the road, someone hooned round the corner, and I had to swerve to avoid them and just clipped a parked car, and this was at midnight in the middle of the night. And there was very little damage to the car that I hit, a small scrape on the front wing. But being the honest person I was, I left my insurance details like all good people should, and obviously took responsibility for that because I had protected no claims bonus on my insurance account. And it seems like that is what is weighing against me for my insurance quotes, the fact that I had an accident for which I was responsible. So even though you've got a protected no claims discount, the actual accident does count against you when you're looking for new insurance. It does count against your premiums, which I was a little bit irritated about, but you know, it's just, again, something that you guys out there might want to bear in mind, that, you know, even though you've got protected no claims, if you do have an accident, regardless of that, it is going to affect your premiums. So yeah, that's about it for me for today. I know I've rambled on a little bit in places, so apologies for that. Hope you like the Wayne's World introduction. And as I said last time, don't subscribe. Don't press the notification button, because you really don't want to know what I'm doing next. You don't want to watch those videos of me actually in a car, driving, and having people go as soon as I accelerate. You don't want to watch those. So if you don't want to watch those, make sure you don't subscribe, and make sure you don't ask for notifications. Excellent. Good. Right, okay, so I'm going to disappear now, and the next time you see me, I'm going to have a white Tesla.